All right, here we go again. Don't have a plan, but I got to get this off my chest. This week has been serious. But I just finished paying the bills for the week and get myself together. And honey, come on, sit with me for a minute, okay? Um, let's talk about this week real quick. What I don't understand is how is it? Y'all excuse this vacuum. I'm very grateful for all of the technologies of the world. But sometimes it can be a little loud. But anyway, that ain't why we're here. What I don't get, and I don't understand. If you have answers to these questions, by all means, please help me. But why is it that we make decisions and neglect to understand that our decisions have ripple effects? Especially in leadership, especially in the corporate world. I cannot understand that. We make decisions consistently and not understand, like, somebody's on the other end of this decision that's going to have to deal with this. And it baffles me. This week has been something serious. It has tested me in a way that I did not appreciate. It tested me in a way of trying to understand and trying to figure out what life is about. And not just my life personally, but also the life around me, the environments that I'm putting myself in, that people are allowed to make these decisions and how it affects me drastically. So this week, this was the end of the month, end of the quarter, end of the fiscal year. And anyone that's in the corporate world, I'm sure you know that when that happens, pressures are on. But what I don't understand, again, this fiscal year comes every year. You knew 2 quarters ago how big the gap was. Why are we waiting? Why are we pushing? Why are we forcing to go outside of the system, outside of the normal, the last month of the fiscal year? It doesn't make sense to me. If you were not going to meet your numbers last quarter or last 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 6 months, you knew that this day was coming. And it's frustrating and irritating, and it's honestly reckless, because you make decisions outside of your normal processes, outside of the set SOP. You cause chaos. And then 3 months from now, when the ripples of that decision come back to bite you, you're going to wonder why. Because you alienate your customers, you force them to buy things, you, again, outside of the standard SOP, which means you have 5 departments working and operating this way. The other half has no idea what the heck you just did. They also don't understand why they're getting an influx of mistakes or errors, not understanding that you just made these 5 departments do things outside of their normal processes. It's just so weird to me. And then the biggest issue that I have with it of it all is that we force people to think, to do, and behave in ways that they ordinarily would not. And when you're talking about leadership, your team members, the people that are in your charge, they need consistency. They need to understand the why. They must be able to find themselves, or find not necessarily their passion, I don't want to use that word, but they must be able to find themselves, their what it is that brings them out, that what makes them shine, like their attributes. They must be able to find that in the task that you've given them. But let's take that out for 1 second, because even even if they don't, even if they don't understand or they don't have a passion behind the direction, like, baby, you have to give me a goal to hit, to strive to hit. You cannot throw out a false narrative or a last minute reactive mode. You cannot do that and expect me to continue to follow you. And so this week has been hell already because of that. And I found myself looking for an escape. I've been trying my best not to drink during the week, but I definitely did this week. But I found myself looking for an escape, questioning my own thoughts and beliefs and my own career choices. Because I cannot fathom, we know this day is coming. Why are we still making the same mistakes we made last year? Why are we still making the same mistakes that we made 5 years ago? I don't understand that, and it's very frustrating to be in this over and over and over and over. And so, there's no secret. I love Los Angeles. I want to move to Los Angeles, and I'm definitely actively looking to find a way to get to Los Angeles, my husband and I. And so I found myself this week being down, like trying to figure, like feeling like, did I fail? Like, what the heck is going on? Like every day I'm looking at these decisions that people are making, and they were affecting me in ways that they've never affected me before. I felt the weight of their decisions because I am a person that believes in integrity. If you set me up and you want me to perform a particular task, baby, it's done. It's done. It's like, it's a wrap. And if I'm leading my team, they can always trust what I've said to be true, because I don't lie. I don't try to hide the truth by any means. I also am one of those leaders. I'm gonna let you in on why we're doing this. I may not give you all of the context as to why, but I am going to break it down in a way that is understandable, so that you can at least understand your part of making this bigger thing come to life. And so I'm good about that. I believe in the transparency, again, as much as possible without giving away trade secrets. But because of that, the people in my charge, they trust me, they believe me. When I speak, they know I'm telling them the truth without all of the fluff, right? Y'all excuse me, I'm trying to find this charger, and I don't know where it is. And I've been looking for it for a while, and it's a little frustrating. But anyway. And so this week, being in middle management and upper management making their decisions, being in the middle, trying to figure out the way to express this or share this with the team, this week was hard. Again, I felt the weight because, again, I have that integrity, right? I don't hold meetings for the sake of meetings. Like, if I'm going to hold a meeting, like, we're going to have an agenda. Like, I have integrity even about that. We're going to have a beginning and an end. I want you to know what we're about to discuss, and at the end, I want to know if I fulfilled that promise. If not, then we'll schedule another meeting to discuss that, to see where we fell off. Like, this week, I felt the weight of upper management's decisions. And so much so, I got up, contemplated walking out, which is so weird because I'm normally that bubbly personality. I'm normally that friendly one that brings a positive light and a positive spin on everything. And it was evident that this week got the best of me. It was evident that something was off, right? And so most of the team members saw it, picked up on it, messaged me to see what was going on, which I don't like that. Ordinarily, if I'm having a rough day, or if I'm having a rough moment, I normally will call in or schedule time off or something, right? And so I didn't like that. They found that something was going on in my behavior. I did not like that. But Thursday came. I got a text from my mother, and she wanted to just simply check in on me because Thursday was my father's birthday. She just wanted to check in on me. She texts me every morning anyway. But this particular Thursday, she was just like, I wanted to check in. I know what today is. And not that I forgot his birthday, because a cousin of mine's birthday is the 24th and his is the 26th. And so their birthdays has always been there. So I always knew that when her birthday was there, I knew his was around the corner. And so I wouldn't say I forgot. I knew it was there. And when my mom texted me to check on me, I was just like, Mom, I'm okay. Like, I'm okay. I'm doing okay. But the moment I hit send, I said, I got it, universe. Like, Jimmy, your body is processing this grief. Your body is preparing the energy for this grief that your brain, your mind hasn't yet processed. And my father's been deceased for I think 5 years or almost 6. And I don't know why this year was a little different. I don't know why my body and my energy wanted to naturally process grief. So much so that, again, the simplest thing that my company was doing, simplest thing, got on my nerves, frustrated me, made me want to quit, made me want to take what was in savings and just get up and go. Walk out on faith. Have a conversation with my husband about what we needed to do. And that typically doesn't happen. Not to me. But I found this grieving process is to be something that never ends. Never ends. I don't care if you lost your parents last year or 60 years ago. It never ends. And so that day, there were a lot of decisions being made at work that I did not agree with. I felt myself getting more and more frustrated. After my mom texted, I decided to take a walk. I got up from my desk, went outside. I did about 3 or 4 laps around the building. I got a chance to speak to Chat. Chat helped me, Chat GPT that is, helped me kind of process my feelings and the things that I was kind of dealing with for this entire week. Not just the grief, but also how I was reacting and responding to my team members, the upper management, this week in general. It was definitely eye-opening, but I can confidently say that the grieving process has a face, has a mind of its own, and it comes at inconvenient times. But going through all of the frustration, all of the stupidity, all of the feelings of wanting to quit this week, going through the grief, being able to name it brought me peace. Because it's one thing for things to happen in your environment and you're just like, why is this happening? I don't know. I don't know. This just happened. This just happened. This just, oh my God. Like it can get frustrating and overwhelming very, very quickly. But the moment that you put a face to it, which is why I think they say when you have anger or frustration or situations pop up, or self-doubt pops up, or even your alter ego, which I love, you should name it. Because naming it, putting a face to it, you're able to recognize that person again, that feeling again. You're able to disarm and put that person or that feeling, so to speak, into its rightful place. And in this case, for me, it was grief. And at the end of the day, I love my father. I love my mother so very much. I am so grateful every single day that I was given the opportunity to have her as my mother, because she is one of those people that she speaks to me. She loves me. And I know there's so many people on this earth that doesn't have the bond that she and I have, or that we share. Because this year was different, and I guess she picked up on that. Don't know how or why, but she picked up on it. And I'm very grateful. Very, very grateful for her. So, whatever you're going through, whether it's grief of a parent or a family member, grief of a job that you've lost, or grief of a vehicle, it's real. And that thing, that energy holds space within your body. And so I hope you have the opportunity. My prayer, my encouragement, my inspiration or motivation I would love to offer is that I hope you get a chance to name it, to see it for whatever it is. And even if it derails your day or your week, the moment that you hear this, or the moment that you see that frustration or that thing or that person, that visual, I hope you're able to disarm it. So, yeah. This week has definitely ended a lot better than how it started, so I'm excited about that. The weather is really, really nice outside, so I'm definitely going to get in a convertible and drive around and go through some curves and enjoy my life. Period. And I definitely hope that you get a chance to do the same. If anything this week has taught me is that I don't have it all figured out. That I, too, am still becoming. Alrighty, that's it. I'm going to see you guys on the next one.